Thank you very much, everybody. Welcome to Milford. My friends, these are critical times in America and the world. We're in the final year of a failed Obama presidency. The economy is flat, people have checked out of the job market, and people are working a couple of part-time jobs instead of a real good full-time job. Businesses are nervous about the future. There's no tax or regulatory certainty. Obamacare is crushing those businesses and hurting individuals as well. Also, as you all know, the world has changed. America is no longer feared by our foes or trusted by our allies. Boko Haram is killing more people each day. ISIS and Al-Qaeda are fighting for terror bragging rights. The terrible deal with Iran, we could talk about that forever. Russia is expanding and moving again. China is poking and prodding its neighbors. Africa is falling into the hands of thugs and terrorists. This is mostly because of the lack of U.S. leadership under the Obama-Clinton presidency. Our military has the most amazing men and women serving, and I'd like anybody who has served or is presently serving to raise their hand right now. Thank you for that service. And yet those military men and women are being asked to do more, much more, with far less, putting their lives in danger. Under this administration, they're shrinking our military to levels that are dangerous, not only for national security, but for world security and the men and women that are serving so valiantly. They not only come home after serving, some dying in order to get medical care. They also have to fight to get homes and jobs. That's what's happening under this administration. It is wrong. There is a very stark difference between the Republican message and the Democrat socialist message of Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. I have said it before, and I will say it again. Any one of the candidates running right now in the Republican primary would make a better president than Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. And I have said it before, the strength of our nation is its people. As an elected official, I never took my orders from any special interest or the so-called establishment. I always was guided by what I thought was in the best interest of the people of this country. And it's important that when someone has the privilege to serve, whether it be in local, state, or federal office, that they serve the interests of you, the people of this great country. And if you recall, when I ran for the Senate, I was a consummate outsider. I was not one of the so-called Beacon Hill crowd, the establishment, or that Democratic machine in Massachusetts. I did not then, and I do not now owe anybody anything. I am free to speak my mind, address issues, whatever they may be, and challenge our elected officials to do better. This summer, I was honored to have 10 amazing people running for this highest office in our land come to our house at the No BS Backyard Barbecue. You come, people, some of you people actually came. You grab a chair, you grab a hot dog and a beer, and you come down and you literally grill the candidates. Ask them one-on-one, what do you feel about border security? What do you feel about national security? What do you feel about our debt and deficit? You were there. Unbelievable. And I had an opportunity to meet these great people, and I'm proud of each and every one of them. That being said, however, the vetting process for me is over. The decision process has been exciting but also difficult. However, as I met and discussed, watched and learned about each and every candidate, my decision became clearer. When I served in the Senate, I noted there were some amazing leaders there. Good, honest, hard-working people trying to do the people's business. However, there are also incredibly selfish people who are working solely for their personal, petty, partisan interests, putting their interests ahead of our country's interests, day after day after day. And as a result, there's tremendous gridlock. Hardly anything gets done. Nothing of substance gets done. Our standing in the world has been diminished. Our economy is suffering, and dysfunction in Washington must stop. It must stop contributing to these problems. Washington needs what I call an agent of change. An agent of change, because it's clear to me that in order to shake up the status quo in Washington, D.C., cross boundaries to get things done, that change agent is somebody who's here tonight to see all of you. And guess what, folks? You need to be an outsider to be a change agent. In addition, I believe it takes someone who has actually had a private sector job, run a business, created jobs, and signed the front of the paycheck instead of the back of the paycheck to actually get things done in Washington and actually create jobs. I'm looking forward to that person having new and different ideas in order to reduce and eliminate our $19 trillion national debt, our $1 trillion deficits, get that economic engine going again so we can be leaders in the world stage in our economy, get our fiscal and financial house in order. And to me, there's only one person that can do that, and that is Donald Trump. I've been a Republican since I was 18 years old. 18 years old. And I voted for Ronald Reagan because he was the person who told me when my mom and dad were married and divorced 4 times each, and my mom was working her tail off to put a roof over our head. I remember Ronald Reagan saying, you know what, you work your ass off, you fight hard, you join forces and work and work and work. You can create jobs. You can actually save and maybe form a corporation and hire some friends and hire other people in it, maybe sell that corporation and actually fulfill the American dream. Ronald Reagan was the person who told us that we are a country of opportunity. I believe that. And we may not agree on everything, folks. News alert, okay? But I believe right now that the best person to help us address the dysfunction in Washington, the gridlock that just permeates the halls of Washington, get our economy moving again, to change that status quo, is Donald Trump. I believe that we do live in the greatest country in the world. I believe that in my heart. I also believe that we are not feared by our foes, we're not trusted by our allies, and that we can do more. We deserve better. And if we work together, and here's the challenge, folks, you're all here tonight, that's great, you got to get out and vote. You got to get 10, 20, 50 people out to vote. You better. Because it's so critically important. It's great to have a rally, but if you stay home watching TV, it's a big problem. I want to get this country moving again. I want to get our economic engine screaming again. I want to put America back to the point where our allies trust us, our foes fear us, and we are and will continue to be the leader in this world. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce a husband, father, businessman, job creator, problem solver, negotiator, philanthropist, leader, and next president of the United States, Donald Trump.